What's up, guys? Welcome to today's Cyclone Fanatic pregame show presented by our friends at the Iowa Clinic. If you need to get your flu shot still, if you need to, if you're like Chris Williams, you need to get a vasectomy, whatever it may be, check out our friends at the Iowa Clinic and all of their different locations around the Des Moines Metro. As always, the presenting sponsors of our pregame shows, whether it's football, basketball, doesn't matter. They have been longtime partners of us here at Cyclone Fanatic. We are obviously very grateful of everything that they have done for us over our time working with them. Iowa State going on the road to take on West Virginia tonight out in Morgantown in Iowa State's second Big 12 game of the season. Cyclones coming off the 9-point loss to Kansas State Tuesday night up in Ames. The Cyclones are 1-3, whereas West Virginia only one loss. That was to number one Gonzaga, who obviously will play Iowa tomorrow in a huge game in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. This game tonight for Iowa State, I've written a lot about Iowa State basketball, some of the issues that I think that this team has right now, and I think when I look at this game, it's going to come down to a couple different things. One, West Virginia's going to be the more talented team. Oscar Tshiebwe, Derek Culver, and those guys. I mean, Bob Huggins' group is playing pretty good basketball so far this season. There's a reason that they're one of the top 10 teams in the country. And that's where the other thing we all know, when you play against West Virginia, they're going to come out, they're going to beat you up, they're going to be tough, they're going to really fly around, and they're going to try and make everything difficult on both ends of the floor for everyone. And, I think that it's the biggest thing for Iowa State is they're going to have to come out and compete at the same level and the same intensity that West Virginia does. Iowa State's going to be in a lot of trouble in a lot of games this season if they're not going to come out and match the intensity level of the teams that they're playing. Anybody who watched that game last night between Kansas and Texas Tech saw how good defensively this league is. I think that I saw, that 5 of the teams in the Big 12 are in the top 10 defensively. The Big 12 has really changed in recent years. It's a defensive league now. It's one where if you don't defend, then you're not going to win. And Iowa State has not defended at a very high level so far this season. Kansas State team that started 3 true freshmen and it had not been playing very well, earlier in the year. Iowa State just was not able to match their intensity. Kansas State, regardless of whether or not they've been putting the ball in the basket at a high level, they're going to come out and they're going to guard you. They're going to make everything difficult. They're going to out-tough you, and they out-toughed Iowa State. West Virginia trying something very similar. They're going to do it with a much higher level of talent on their roster. The Cyclones are going to have to be tough. They're going to have to be they're just going to have to compete at a really high level, and that means getting on the floor after loose balls. It means crashing the glass very, very hard. It means closing out hard, not letting your guy drive past you with ease, not getting straight lined or anything like that. And, I think that if the Cyclones can do those things, then they're going to be, they can hang around a little bit. I think the line's at 15.5 right now. But it just comes down to how hard are the Cyclones going to compete? Can they avoid turning the basketball over, turn it over 18 times against Kansas State, West Virginia? We all know what they're going to come out and try and do. They're going to try and turn you over. They're going to try and get you off your rhythm, and they're going to try and create chaos. Can the Cyclones thrive within that chaos, or are they going to allow themselves to be knocked off their game by it and get themselves out of control, start turning the ball over, start taking dumb shots, things like that? I think that, if you want to look at a key of this one, it's going to have to be those turnovers. You can't give West Virginia extra possessions, whether that's on turnovers or the offensive glass. It does not matter. I mean, it's going to be, can Iowa State match the competitive level that West Virginia is going to come out with? I think that if they can come out and they can play with a ton of energy, Iowa State might not win the game, but I think that I'll be encouraged if it just looks like the energy level is better. I think that if you look top to bottom in this league, there's no doubt right now that the Cyclones have the lowest energy level of any team in this league. And figuring out a way to elevate that, figuring out a way to get where you're flying around at the rate that these other Big 12 teams are is going to be very important. I've written about being junkyard dogs or whatever else it may be. It comes down to how hard do you want to play? How hard do you want to compete? And if you can compete, that can level the playing field, and that can give you an opportunity to come out and, and at least be competitive in these games. Otherwise, you're going to get run off with a lot of floors. And that team that we saw play Tuesday night up at Hilton Coliseum would get run off a lot of floors in the Big 12 right now. All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I'm not sure exactly yet what we're doing for halftime, but, be sure to tune into that. I'm sure Matty Van Winkle will have something good planned, and whoever he's with, they'll give you guys plenty of analysis during the game. And then we'll have a post-game story from Rob Gray. And, of course, all of our coverage tomorrow from down here in Dallas and in the Big 12 championship game. So thanks for tuning into today's Iowa Clinic pregame show, and we will talk to you again soon.